Okie doke. For some reason, I keep forgetting to mention the fact that, look, there's a group on Facebook we have that has the same name as my YouTube channel. Everybody is more than welcome to come and join. It's called Pimpy's Investment Chat. I leave the link all the time in my videos. You're welcome to come here. There is so much news concerning, the Dinar, other investments in here. There is information on the dung. I mean, there's information on the Dinar. There's information on other investments that are in here. So, look, I encourage everybody to come in here. Just check it out. It's free. There's a lot of information that people are paying for that's out there right now that should not be, you shouldn't have to pay for, if you get my drift real quick. Okay, also somebody asked me about, give me a second here. Let me find out where the hell I put it. Anyways, oh, here we go. Okay, so people are asking me, hey, Pimpy, how do you protect your cryptocurrencies? Look, I'm going to tell you the best way. And when I made that video and said, look, there's a good chance they might steal your cryptos, I wasn't kidding. There's going to be an excuse, make no doubt about it, for people to start holding, freezing, doing whatever they can to your cryptocurrencies. But if you want to protect yourself from that happening, I recommend you get like I did, which is a nano ledger. What a nano ledger is, it's just like a thumb drive, right? You have to set it up, and it's really, just go to YouTube and you can YouTube on how to set it up. It's very secure. This is a great way in which you can protect your cryptocurrencies. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking the cryptos offline and you're downloading them into your ledger. Now, there's pros and cons to this. The pros are you don't have to worry about anybody stealing your cryptocurrencies. The cons are if you lose this, you lose everything. And I don't know if you heard of this story about a guy who had his Bitcoins, I mean several, hundreds of them, saved on a nano ledger, and he just was going through throwing away thumb drives, and he had his nano ledger mixed up with his thumb drive, and so he threw it away. So out there in some damn, some dump site is somebody's nano ledger with a ton of Bitcoin on there. So this guy's lost millions of dollars. So be very careful about where you store this. Store this in your safe, or store this in one of those hiding spots I made the videos about. Okay, so this is one of the things that I would highly recommend that you put your ledgers on. I mean your cryptocurrencies on. A friend of mine said he found a good use for cryptocurrencies. Some of you people might approve of this. Some of you people might not. But if you're getting your money levied out of your bank account for any reason, whether it's child support or fines or anything like that, back taxes, and you're tired of them taking your money, my friend said what he does is he just takes his money, pays his bills, and whatever's left over, downloads them into cryptocurrencies, and then throws them on his nano ledger. Now, that's actually a good way to keep your money from getting garnished. So for those of you out there that for one reason or another are having your money garnished out of your account, or having some kind of whatever reason it is that people are taking money out of your account, this might be a good way to really protect your money. As soon as you get your money, download it onto your Coinbase account or whatever account you have, quickly turn around and transfer it onto your nano ledger, and then put it in a safe somewhere. This will allow you to at least protect your finances, okay? So anyways, people are asking me to comment usually on what's going on in Iraq. Look, here's what it comes down to. There's only so much reading, and there's only so much news you can share with people. We're at that point. We're at that, in my opinion, I think we are at that that pinnacle or that position in which we say, look, either it's going to happen or it's not. All 2019, we were excited about all the different things and all the movements that were happening within the government of Iraq, okay? I spoke a lot about it on another channel. I have my own comments about it. But here it is. I spoke to a lot of long-term Dinarian holders, a ton of them, okay? And here's what it comes down to. None of them can think of another time in which there was so much activity, so much positive news coming out about the Iraqi dinar, okay? There just wasn't. So we really felt like, hey, it was going to happen in 2019. And to be honest with you, from what I read, it was supposed to happen when I thought it was, which is last April in 2019. But for whatever reason, it did not happen. Okay, so there are some major developments, of course, that you know about that affect what's going on in Iraq. Okay, so let's just talk about this. I think either they have or they're getting ready to finally put their or elect a prime minister. Okay, why this is important, why the government is important. There's a couple things we got to remember. When that General Soleimani was alive, this man was running several proxy groups or terrorist groups, and he had them in Yemen, Libya, Iraq. I mean, he had them stretched out all over the place. And this guy was just boldly going around on jets, and he was helping through the mullahs, of course, over there in Iran. They were taking the money that was given to them by Obama and funding these wars. That's exactly what they were doing. And so this guy would go around and give orders, and he would help fund his fighters. And he was able to help Iran. Really what Iran wanted to do is just take over the Middle East, okay? We know that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to take the countries that were surrounding Israel and then turn around and attack Israel and wipe them off the map. That's their goal and always has been their goal, okay? So that's not going to happen. With Soleimani out of the way, what that means is this. If you take the fact that sanctions are financially crippling Iran, and the fact that Soleimani is no longer the go-to guy, so to speak, the guy that's commanding all these proxy or terrorist groups, then we're noticing, or there's lots of reports that these proxy fighters are leaving. If they're not going to get paid, they're not going to fight. So they're leaving and getting out of this whole war situation, which they really should. Okay, look, go back to your countries. No, that's not racist. Let me finish. Go back to your countries and start rebuilding your countries and help your people. Okay? That's what we want to see. So here's my thing. Every day that the budget is not passed in Iraq, the country loses tons of money. Every day that they have not launched infrastructure, and I mean fully launched it, the country suffers. Because you have to think about this. With the government, if the government gets in there, we get the Iranian puppets out of there and we get a real government in there that's for the people, and they start building infrastructures and there starts to be some stability there once again, then what you're going to see is outside investors come into Iraq and start helping rebuilding. They're going to start creating companies. And what this does is this provides employment opportunities for the Iraqi people. And what's so good about that is obviously the more people who are working, the more people who could pay taxes, the more they start stimulating the economy, the more people start buying things. The more you start buying things, the more stable and the stronger your dollar becomes, okay? Or I should say the dinar becomes, all right? But with no stability in there and all the protesters and all the proxies going on, and it started, outside investors started backing away. And so, this is not good. These people have a really super high unemployment rate, all right? So we really want the dinar to get stronger. So I know that the agriculture sector was started, but what I don't know is where they are. I mean, are they just now starting, or had they already started, or are they, halfway there? I'm not sure, but agriculture is a huge thing as well. I can also tell you this. I just read an article that Iraq is entertaining bids now from companies to come in and start mining the gold, which I'm excited about because I'm trying to figure out which damn company that's going to be, because that's the one I want to invest in. So hopefully whatever company comes in there is a company that has public options, and this will allow me an opportunity to buy into them. Because when the economy crashes, the one stock that I think is secure would be gold mining stocks, if anything, okay? But even so, I still don't trust the markets a lot. I still don't trust the banks a lot, okay? So let's see here. What else is going on? So yeah, basically we need this. We need the proxy wars to stop. We need the Iran puppets out of government. We need Iran to get their grubby hands out of all these surrounding countries. We do need some peace there. And look, you just saw President Trump at least lay out a plan for peace. Now, whether or not that's going to happen, several presidents have tried this, and they were not successful. But I think this is the first time that a president ever asked both sides to give up something in order to develop a two-state scenario, and this might actually work. So I have a lot of faith in Trump. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. This man seems to be able to succeed where other people fail. Let's hope that continues. So my guess is by the time he's done with his second term, we might see something really productive in the Middle East. So he's offered the Palestinian people an opportunity to do business with the United States. You know what I mean? Work out trade deals, work out businesses. He's even offered to give them money as long as they use it to start building their infrastructures up. He wants the Hezbollah government out of there. For those you don't know, the Palestinians have two types of government. One of them is ran by the Hezbollah terrorist group, and the other one is just, I believe, a regular government. But for the most part, we just need a little stability over there in the Middle East. There's so much rebuilding that needs to be done. There's the youth now is at that age. You're starting to see a lot of people that were kids before that are now in the early 20s. You're seeing people rise up against the governments all around there. Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran. These people are just tired of what's going on. They're tired of these tyrannical governments. They want peace. They want a different life. They have an opportunity to get it. But they have to keep fighting for the right things and stop allowing these people to be corrupt, okay? So hopefully that changes. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. So let's see if that really happens, okay? So we know this. Look, we need the dinar to get stronger. Now, that doesn't change what my thoughts are, and that is still within this first quarter, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm not a lawyer. It's just my opinion that is within this first quarter, sometime by the end of March, or no later than the end of March or beginning of April, the rate change will happen. Okay, that's just my opinion. And there's nothing out there that I think that's going to stop it. I think this is a plan that was already set in motion. What I'm talking about is how they can strengthen their dollar and increase the value of their dinar. Okay, so I'm saying a $1.34 rate. I see in the plan in which they talked about locking it down for 3 years. And this was discussed several times. So, this is what I was talking about to individuals. Look, if you have enough of those dinars, maybe you just cash in some and then you save the rest and see what happens, 3 to 5 years down the line. I know a lot of people are going to be too panicky going, hell no, I'm not risking it after years of going through this. It's just a suggestion, okay? So I've been talking a lot about gold and silver, and people are asking, how do I buy it? How do you sell it if the shit hits the fan? So let's talk about this a little bit. So one of the places I buy my gold and silver from are my local coin dealers. If you just go in there and Google locally where you are buying gold and silver, you'll find a bunch of stores in which people buy and sell gold bars, gold coins, stuff like that. Those are the people in which you can go in and pay cash. All right, don't buy by credit card. Go in there and exchange cash straight across for physical gold and silver. If you didn't catch my last video, besides getting all emotional in the beginning over Kobe Bryant there, I showed some great ideas for different hiding spots. I really think those are some great ideas. And so, this is what you want to do with your gold and silver is start stacking it. We're already seeing gold start to make a move again. We also see an XRP make a move for you crypto people. All right. We've seen silver make a slight move. This to me is just teetering on skyrocketing. Right now they're just holding out. Eventually that sucker is going to take off, all right? So every time a small drop in the Dow happens, you see gold and silver start to jump up. You see cryptocurrency start to jump up. All right, so my suggestion is you start stacking now. You don't have to be rich to buy gold and silver, and I'm going to go over that, all right? So this is the nano ledger, okay? This is what I suggest you guys store. If you're worried about protecting your cryptos online, this is what I recommend you get. Make sure you have a safe place to store it, that nobody knows where it is, and that you remember where the hell you put it, all right? And don't toss this out with another. Don't mix your nano driver up with other thumb drives, all right? So you don't make that same mistake. All right, so some of the things I was talking about was, look, this is gold. It's sold by the grams. You can see how tiny they are. Look at this. Look at the size of his thumb. This person just happened to buy, I think it's 50 bars in here, 50 grams. Yeah, so there's 50. All right. So even if you don't have a lot of money, you could just buy 1 gram at a time. Look, you got to start somewhere. This is one of my suggestions. Now, I also bring this up for another reason. So this is fractional gold. All right. These are little tiny pieces, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is fractional silver. You could break these little squares off. Now, somebody asked me a question like, how do you buy and sell your silver and use it like regular currency? Believe it or not, there's what's gold backs out there, which is actual dollars that's made of gold that you can use and are really durable. I'll have to show you guys that video. But nonetheless, look, you could buy fractional gold. So let's say that, I'm just making this up, but let's say gold jumps up to, you know, oh crap, I don't know, $10,000 an ounce. Well, obviously, if you take a coin that's worth an ounce in, most people aren't going to have $10,000 in which to buy the coin, but they might have enough money to buy the a smaller piece, a fractional piece of gold. All right, so you know, if there's a gram of how many grams are in a damn ounce? Let's see here. Okay. So if I buy an eighth of weed, that's 3.5 grams. So if I buy a quarter, that's 7. So 28. My bad. Had to do some quick math there. 28 grams in an ounce. All right. So, and I think these are troy ounces. So I think you're looking at about another 5 more grams. So, you know, this is a good way to do it. If let's just say everybody gets lucky and it skyrockets up to $100,000 a gram, obviously, or $100,000 an ounce. Obviously, you're not going to be able to walk into any store and use them. You're not going to find anybody that's local that's going to be able to buy these. This is why I recommend you get fractional gold, fractional silver. This way, then, if the shit does hit the fan, you don't want to be carrying large coins of gold and silver with you and get robbed. You could take a couple of little squares with you and go into the store. They'll exchange it. Trust me, they will. Or you'll find local people, people who are willing to barter. You know what I mean? Look, they make bread. Some people out there are that crafted. They got gardens. They're making bread, whatever you need to do. Or what you could do is, for the most part, the same people in which you buy your gold and silver locally will be the same people, buy it from. They're the same people who you could probably sell it back to, all right? So it'll be them. If you really have a large amount, there are some different types of, what do you call them? I'm spacing it right now. There are places in which we'll still buy a large amount. You have to just find out where they are. This is what I'm talking about. This is the time to find all these things out now. So start Googling your local coin dealers or your gold and silver buyers and sellers around you. Start going in there now. Start spending cash. There's no paper trails. Also ask them, hey, do you know, let's just throw out hypotheticals. You know what I mean? You don't have to get into some weird conspiracy story, but just say, hey, you know, where would people go if this shit does hit the fan and I'm walking around with a kilo of gold? Obviously, local people aren't going to be able to buy that. You know, you can just throw that out there as a joke if you want to. Say, where would somebody go to, you know, sell something like that if they needed to? You know what I mean? They'll tell you. They know. A lot of these guys are really knowledgeable people. They'll be able to help you out. Now, as for where I buy my gold and silver from, one of my most trusted places, for me that is I go to AntMix. AntMix is one of the most trusted companies out there for gold and silver. And when you go in there, look, there's different options you have to buy for gold. Look at this, 0.5 gram rounds. Look at 1 gram bars. Okay, they go up in size, and there are people that actually buy the kilos. All right, I've seen kilos. That's crazy. I mean, I think that's what, $64,000 a kilo. I've seen people walk around with 3 or 4 of them. Well, not walk around, but you know, unwrap. If you go to YouTube, you want to get a rush off gold and silver, go look up gold stackers or unboxing gold videos. They'll get you hyped up. All right. So AntMix is somebody that I do a lot of business with. In this case, if you're going to buy a lot through them, you are going to leave a paper trail. All right. So this is different. I suggest for a good portion, if let's say the dinar hits and you have that large amount of money, you should have already established a relationship with your local gold and silver buyers. And you should have already started buying through them by giving them cash and letting them make the purchase, and then giving them, once it comes in, the shipment comes in, you go pick it up. But if you're just wanting to get some gold and silver to start with and you don't have a dealer around you, I recommend AppMix. As you can see, they now take Bitcoin as a form of payment, okay? So for those of you got a lot of cryptocurrencies and you're thinking about exchanging them out, this is a good way to go right here. You can go ahead and buy them. They don't just have fractional gold. They also have fractional silver, all right? So you could come in here and buy fractional silver. Look, you could buy 1 gram for $1.57 a little square. Do you see how cheap it is? You don't have to have a lot of money. There's this misconception. People are like, well, you know, I might only have like $20, $30 a month to spend. Go, fine. You should be buying 1 ounce coins at least, or stacking up on your fractionals first. All right, you got to start somewhere. It's better than not starting at all. If you start now, over time, it'll start accumulating. It'll get up there in size. All right, and you're stacking the amount you have. So start stacking now. That's just my opinion. All right. So I recommend that, you know, you start storing up, and you know, just it's a great way to really just protect yourself from anything that's coming up. If nothing happens and there's no apocalypse with gold zombies, people who know me from the other channel know what that is. No golden zombies. Well, I have the Zombie Nation, which golden zombies were my thing. We should joke about them. So, look, if you sit around all day long telling yourself, I don't have the money to do this, but all of a sudden, you know, you're buying 6, 7 packs of cigarettes, you're buying, you know, 1 to 2 Starbucks a day, you can afford these, all right? Cut back a little bit on the other bullshit and focus on what matters most, all right? Protecting you and your family by investing in the gold and silver. Again, I do have cryptocurrencies. I have goals for the ones that I'm interested in. All right. But I just think there's a small window of opportunity in which you could benefit from that. And once that opportunity comes and goes, I'm getting out of it completely. I just don't trust that system. Okay. So look, there's been a lot of questions about different topics. So it is called Pimpy's Investment Chat. We could talk about other things outside of the dinar, the dung, cryptocurrencies, or even gold and silver. So if there's other things you want to know about or talk about, just let me know. All right, just leave a comment. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Also, some of you have brought to my attention, yes, there's now ads showing up on my videos. It has been monetized. Look, I don't want to be one of those people who say, go to my Patreon group. So this is a better way. Let YouTube pay me for my time, all right? This way you don't have to, but you can help the process along just by watching the video all the way to the end, or when an advertisement video comes up, click it if you want it. It'll take you to another site. Just check it out for a couple seconds and then get out of it. Every time you watch it all the way through, or you click it and it takes you to the other website, it's like clickbait. It will reward me, all right? It's just a small way of saying thank you. But if you happen to click on something that you like or you see, feel free to buy something from there. That's even better, okay? Look, I appreciate your time, everybody. Just leave comments. Let me know if there's other things you want to know about or talk about. But I think as far as the dinar is concerned, as well as the Vietnam dong, look, we're just waiting for the dinar to be recognized internationally. Once it's allowed on the Forex, they will announce a rate. There's not a whole lot left to do. All this other crap that's going on, whether it's the coronavirus or the what's going on in the government of Iraq, these things that have very little, if anything, to do with that. That's just my opinion. You know, for me, those things affect the strength of the dinar more than anything else. All right, so let's just keep our fingers crossed. Look, if watching these news every day are causing you to pull your hair out, you need to take a break. All right, take a break. Trust me. The rest of us will keep an eye on everything. And when the news comes out and we're all ready to go, we'll call you up, text you, Facebook you. You'll see everything popping up everywhere. It's going to spread like wildfire. All right. Anyways, you guys have a great evening, and thank you for joining me. Bye.